right, Sons Halcy fans, and welcome to another episode of the Halcy Connection. Busy times for Halcy-Con, and just the past couple days, we have sent out acceptances for programming proposals that we received. We have sent out acceptances for merchants in the marketplace. We have opened up casting. Christine is, as we speak, going through the casting applications that we have received already. This is so exciting to see everything coming together. Everyone's enthusiasm is really bringing this to life in a way we are so grateful for. Speaking of grateful, before we jump into the main segment, we do want to say a quick thank you to Comic-Con International. We have been accepted for our fourth year in a row to be presenting a panel at San Diego Comic-Con on Star Wars Immersive in the Disney parks. This year, we are bringing back an all-new version of What's New on Batuu. So much things happening in Galaxy's Edge these past 12 months. We love bringing the Star Wars content to you. We appreciate you always showing up. We've packed every single room they've put it in. So we want to say thank you to Comic-Con International for always saying yes. We want to say thank you to Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm for never saying no. More about that as the event in July approaches for Comic-Con. But right now, the main segment that we really want to talk about today is a very exciting piece of the Halcy-Con experience that we haven't talked about much yet, that being the port of call. Let's bring up the main map of the entire show space for Halcy-Con. You can see on one side is going to be all the show spaces for the Starship Aurora, the training bridge, engineering, the climate simulator, the lounge, lightsaber training, the atrium, the Crown of Cantonica, the CVC office, the gallery, the cargo hold. It goes on and on. So many fun things happening there. But let's move on to the other side of the event spaces, that being the departure terminal and the port of call for the Starship Aurora as it prepares to leave on its inaugural voyage. A lot of the adventures happen on board the Aurora show space, but a lot of the adventures happen right here in the show space we're about to explore together, the port of call. Let's jump right in and focus on the port of call area. Let's start in the bottom left here. We've got a show space that is going to have an incredibly fun, immersive build from Sabacc for Charity. We wouldn't dream of having a Halcy-Con experience without him. Wouldn't be the same without him. Just had a fantastic meeting with Jonathan. He and Christine are absolutely going gangbusters to create a really fun, immersive environment for you this year. It's a casino in a spaceport of call. It fit right in, and they are raising so much money for charity with all of their events. We couldn't be more grateful to Sabacc for Charity. Just good friends and really fantastic show partners. And it's also going to feature some elements from some of the community holoscan experts. More about that in a future video. But let's quick move over to the right, the lower right, Merchant Marketplace. Now, this is the themed Merchant Marketplace this year. This isn't just stuff on tables. We did accept fewer merchants this year. There's simply so much more going on at the event than in years past. There's so many things competing for attendee attention. We really want to make sure that the merchants that we accept, there's sufficient support for them and sufficient time for the attendees to go to the marketplace. There's actually some show elements that go into the marketplace for some of these adventures. But we have got some fantastic marketplace area on the lower right. But what we determined, even with fewer vendors, with the themed marketplace style, that area just wasn't enough. So let's actually move up to the upper half of the Universal Center, which is our port of call and departure terminal area. And right in the middle, you can see a second area of marketplace merchants. Oh, and a stage. That's just a small stage, but just like in a port of call, there's always going to be merchants in a port of call, but there's also always live music and performances happening in any port of call you go to, and this one's going to be no different. We've got the main stage on board the Starship Aurora, where some of the major live entertainment's going to happen, but there's going to be some impromptu performances happening in the port of call too that are going to be a lot of fun. But the major pieces of the port of call for the immersive play are the 6 areas going around the top. Now, what are those? Every kind of mission and adventure needs a base of operations. And the 7 factions that we have that take place and have storylines aboard the Starship Aurora and the port of call at Halcy-Con 3, well, they all got to have an HQ. And that's exactly what these areas are. You can see here when we're going around, let's actually take them one by one and kind of show you exactly what's happening at each one of these. Let's take the bottom right one over there. The First Order. Of course, the First Order is going to have a presence in a galactic port of call. Of course they are. And in this case, it's the First Order recruitment station. Now, the great thing about these faction headquarters is every single one of them is split into 2 pieces. There's the public piece that you can see, anyone can see by walking right in the front door. In this case, you walk in the front door of the recruitment station, it's going to be just what you think it is. A bunch of First Order propaganda. Join up, protect the galaxy, crush the resistance. But if you get invited into the back area of a faction headquarters, well, there's a whole different set of things happening entirely. Every First Order mission starts here. A lot of the mission activities happen here as well as in the other show spaces. But you got to be invited back into the back areas of the faction headquarters during missions. So if you want to see those spaces, make sure that those are the missions that you run at the show. But let's go up from First Order, and we have got Bounty Hunter. And we are so proud to be bringing a Bounty Hunter storyline to you at Halcy-Con 3. And if you've got bounty hunters in a port of call, well, that means a bounty guild den is what you see. When you walk in the front door, hey, you're going to get information on the bounty guild, how you can hire someone at the bounty guild, how you can join the bounty guild if you're a bounty hunter. But the back area, well, that's where the secret stuff happens. And you got to be running a bounty hunter mission to see it. A lot of fun, but let's move up from bounty hunter. Space Pirate. And hey, if you know Star Wars and Space Pirates, one name immediately comes to mind. And well, Christine is shouting that there's 2 names that come to mind. And Space Pirate in Star Wars means Hondo Ohnaka. And it does mean Captain Maleficent as well. And if Hondo Ohnaka is there, well, that means that is a satellite office for Ohnaka Transport Solutions. Well, at least that's what the sign on the outside says. What happens on the back area, you know Hondo and you know Captain Mali. Shenanigans are inbound. That's such a fun storyline. But let's move across the port of call to the other side. Slicer HQ. Lovingly crafted storyline, this one. And boy, if you know, the storefront for the Slicer faction, Vox Binary Data Works. It makes perfect sense. You walk in the front door of the Slicer HQ, it's just going to look like a galactic Radio Shack, if you remember what those look like. You walk in you get invited into the back. It's intercom slicing, it's system dicing. There is no system that these 2 slicers can't get into, and they're going to have a lot of fun playing with you during Slicer missions. But let's move down from Slicer. Resistance. Well, of course, the Resistance can't operate openly. It's the Resistance. So we had to think of a fun cover for the Resistance headquarters, and that's Drabor Droid Depot. Now, dear old Shug Drabor, who designed the Halcyon centuries ago, well, dear old Shug's no longer with us, but his lineage lives on. And we thought there's nobody better to bring SK-620 back into the action and call SK back for a mission that only SK can solve with your help on the Resistance storyline. So we had 5 factions, but there's 7 factions. Saja and Dark Saja actually have their factions based on the Starship Aurora spaces themselves. We'll go more into the detail of those 2 storylines later. But we have this one extra space. CSL Security. Our incredible volunteer coordinators, Mike and Jen, will have much more on this topic coming up. But we wanted to share that event volunteers at Halcy-Con 3 are going to take on 2 completely separate structures at Halcy-Con 3. The event volunteers that help with the incredibly critical role of helping us assemble the show pieces before the event and tear down the show pieces after the event. Those are going to be known as Teal Team, just as they have been for Halcy-Con 1 and Halcy-Con 2. But for those of you that volunteer during the show, you are going to be taking on the role, the in-universe role of CSL security. You're going to be the ones that make sure that only the right people go in the right doors. You are going to have your own headquarters. You are going to have a security credential. But also in a CSL security office, well, in the back, there's a brig. Of course, there's a brig. There's always a brig. Missions demand a brig. So many play possibilities here with the port of call at Halcy-Con 3. The fuse is lit. The fun is inbound. We do want to quick go over a few more really quick things. We're going to tease you with one thing really fast is when everyone checks in at Halcy-Con 3, along with your badge, you're going to get a code to activate your own special event assistant. So lots more of this to come very, very soon. But a lot of care and love has been put into the creation of this event assistant, and you are going to fall in love with Nav. More on Nav very, very soon, but let's keep going. And we do want to announce badge sales. We are ending event badge sales on June 30th. Why? Quite simply, we have the number of attendees we need to put on an absolutely amazing show, and we need to lock our immersive models. The number of people we have going through this show in an immersive format is incredible. It's more than Galactic Star Cruiser ever had participating in immersive mission-based activities at any given time. Now, that is not to say that we are in any way equal to Galactic Star Cruiser in any capacity. That is ludicrous. But the number of people we are putting through this event in an immersive structure is incredible. And we had to come up with very specific custom-built systems to allow that to happen elegantly. And we just need to lock those models and know exactly how many people are going to be there. So June 30th, if you've got any friends that are on the fence, if you got any friends that have been wondering what on earth you've been talking to about this Galactic Star Cruiser thing this past several years, well, this is the closest thing you're going to get at this point. June 30th is the cutoff date. We really cannot express how appreciative we are of everyone's continued support and enthusiasm for immersive. Not just Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. We're not trying to recreate Galactic Star Cruiser. We're trying to create the best version of in a fun immersive event that this community can develop together. And that's exactly what we're doing. We hope you enjoyed the port of call, and we'll see you again soon. Best journey, friends.